Welcome back everybody to the channel. In today's video, we're talking about 10 upcoming new comic book series that are starting in the month of May. So these 10 comic books, number ones, you can let your comic shop know that you want to start reading these comic book series as they're coming out. And as I'm going through the list, right, if there's something that you are excited for in the month of May, a new number one coming out that I don't have on my list, I would love to hear from you down in the comments. While you're down there, like if you like, so if you love, if you really like, you can hype it. But let's get into the list. It's not in any particular order, but let's start off with Ben 10. You gotta start off your top 10 list by talking about Ben 10. This is gonna be a fresh take on the 21st century classic. If you saw the Ben 10 TV show back in the day on Cartoon Network, this is gonna feel a little familiar, but it's got an all new twist. So it sounds pretty interesting. This is gonna be an all new series that's gonna appeal to longtime fans and new readers alike. When a mysterious meteor crashes onto Earth, 10-year-old Ben Tennyson discovers the Omnitrix, a high-tech alien gauntlet of incredible power and potential. Of course, everybody knows the story. He has the Omnitrix, he uses it, you can change it to different monsters. As you can see, different alien life forms on the cover here. A lot of great covers from this Dynamite series. This series actually already came out at the time of recording. This came out on May 6th. So if you're watching this after the fact, go to local comic stores, hit them up, and you should be able to find an issue of Ben 10 number 1 on stands. So let me know if you guys are excited about this one. I believe there's also a mystery variant blind bag. Dynamite loves doing those to get you guys excited. Take a look at the creators that are involved. A lot of different names that I'm not familiar with, to be honest with you, but the hype is real. Everybody's excited about this Ben 10 series. Let's talk about Absolute Green Arrow number 1. This comes out a little later in the month, and May 20th. Without the trick arrows, without the money, without mercy, what's left is the absolute hunter. I'm really excited about this one. So we have Pornsak P. Shot, I believe that's how you say his name. He's going to be writing this one, and it's his first ever Big 2 title. So his first ever title for Marvel or DC Comics. We're really excited for it. It's going to have Raphael Albuquerque on the art, and it looks very dark. It's got this kind of mood, this moody tone to it that I'm really vibing with. So Absolute Green Arrow, I'm really looking forward to this. We know that Absolute Oliver Queen, he's dead, all right? So that's not who's under the mask. So the entire series is gonna explore this idea of who's under the mask, who's truly responsible for killing all these different billionaires. So we got Dinah Lance is supposed to be hunting down whoever's underneath the mask. Is it Roy Harper? Is it, what is her name? Mia Dearden? We'll have to see. So Absolute Green Arrow, that's going to be coming out on May 20th from DC Comics. Get excited. Everybody's excited for a new Absolute series. The rest of the creative team, as you guys can see, congrats to Pornsak for his first ever Big 2 title. You guys know we're looking forward to Absolute Green Arrow. Let's talk about Fall of the House of Slaughter. So this one is coming out again May 6th. So it's already out as I'm recording this. This is going to be written by Tate Bromble, who's just killing it recently. He's on a real nice run with artwork from Adriano Turtalici. So this is going to be in the House of Slaughter, Something is Killing the Children universe, and it's going to focus on the final days of the old dragon. Cecilio Slaughter and the other heads gather to determine his successor. Deadly ambitions begin to take shape as the House and the Order prepare for a new legacy to begin. And the conflict will no doubt be lethal in this all new mini-series. So mini-series, guys, make sure to keep that in mind. Set in the world of Something is Killing the Children. Can the House of Slaughter survive a new dragon coming into power? So Tate Bromble, again, he's just killing it. We have Adriano Turtalici. He did some really cool slasher stuff in the series You'll Do Bad Things out of Image Comics. So it's really cool seeing him pairing up with Tate Bromble, exploring the world of Something is Killing the Children. Great covers on this one. I'm not like so invested in the world of Sick Tick. I did unbox a little merch drop, a little plug. I unboxed that on Wednesday. You guys can check that on the new Comic Book Day video. I'm reading the series in deluxe editions, right? So you kind of have to wait reading it that way for the whatever series to be collected in that format. Oh, actually, I'm actually wearing a Something is Killing the Children piece of merch right there. But really excited for this one to eventually come out in a collected edition. I'll be picking it up. We have Fall of the House of Slaughter coming out from Boom Studios again on May 6th. So this one's already out. Let's talk about If Destruction Be Our Lot. Also on May 6th. May 6th, pretty packed day. I was lucky enough to read this one when Matthew Rosenberg sent me an early copy. So the Ashcan preview, I ended up loving it. Shout out to Matthew Rosenberg. He's writing this series with his brother, which I also find pretty interesting. Just that little pairing of him and his brother. And this one's got artwork from Andy McDonald and Francesco Segala doing the lettering, or sorry, doing the coloring. And so this one's all about, I'll let you guys see the solicit. This one's all about a robotic animatronic Abe Lincoln in this post-apocalyptic or like futurescape where there's no humans and all that remains are these robots that are just kind of wandering around. I mean, like, what's the purpose of a robot if there's no humans to kind of serve them, right? So it explores this really interesting idea. It's got this animatronic Abe Lincoln, as you guys can see here on the cover. Immediately, this character is already lovable. Like, you can tell all the different, love that the Rosenberg brothers have kind of put into this character. And I'm excited for him to be going on this journey of self-discovery, man. So if Destruction be our lot, if that sounds interesting to you at all, make sure to check out this one. A lot of cool variant covers coming out for it. If Destruction be our lot from Image Comics, it's already out on May 6th. Shout out to Matthew Rosenberg, shout out to Mark Elijah Rosenberg, and the rest of the creative team here. To give you guys a little taste of the art, this is what our main character sort of looks like. He looks like that, right? So give you guys a vibe. It's kind of got that sort of art style that I'm a big fan of. Abe from If Destruction Be Our Lot is a great character. Let's talk about Barbara Gordon Breakout. So leaping from the pages of May's Batman #9 into the next level, framed, outlawed, hunted, the extra illegal activities of Gotham's vigilantes have never been more dangerous. After Barbara Gordon is arrested for aiding the Bat family, she is shipped off to Supermax, GCPD Commissioner Vandal Savage Pet Project Prison for all who oppose him. So she's going to be in jail. She's going to find herself alone, and then surrounded are obviously all the different criminals that she helped put behind bars. So it's going to be Barbara Gordon Batgirl kind of exploring life behind bars, a pretty interesting place for writer Mariko Tamaki to take her. We have art from Amanke Noelpon. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Tamara Bonvillain, excellent colorist there. And Ariana Mayer doing the lettering. So pretty interesting situation for Barbara Gordon to find herself in. Mariko Tamaki is one of the most underrated comic book writers in the game. So really excited to see her take on a Barbara Gordon series. This one's not on my pull list, and I gotta admit, it's because I am gonna catch it on the app, right? So DC Universe Infinite, this is where I'll probably be reading this one, but if you're into Barbara Gordon, if you're into Batgirl, make sure to check that series out. That's coming out on May 13th, so in about a week from when I'm recording this. Let's talk about some indie series here. James Tynion IV is coming in hot with another creator-owned series where he's pairing up with Marguerite Bennett to bring us Odin. Okay, so this is gonna be Green Room meets Midsommar. So if you've seen either of those movies, that's kind of the vibe for this one. This is gonna be a horror series. It's gonna be focused on this girl who's an investigative reporter, and she's gonna be going into the forest following these neo-Nazis who are trying to summon Odin through some spells, some weird forest Nazi skinhead spells. And so she's gonna be sort of investigating them. It's gonna have this, kind of interesting setting. I think that the horror elements you can really do a lot of fun things with when you mix it with some of that kind of mythology, kind of that Odin, Greek mythology, or I guess it's not Greek, right? It'd be, what's the word for it? Like God of War Valhalla, right? Or God of War Ragnarok, like that kind of vibe. So this series could be pretty interesting. They're gonna conjure a hallucinogenic horror story that leaves absolutely no taboo unbroken. Sure thing, man. I'm here for it. Another James Tynion IV written series is probably gonna be pretty good. Let's talk about Of the Earth. From one of my favorite comic book creators in the game, we got Chris Condon writing this one, pairing up with Charlie Adler, who I know from back in the day when I read the Walking Dead compendiums. We have Of the Earth coming out on May 20th. This is going to be Charlie Adler, Chris Condon, who I'm reading that Texas Blood. I'm actually sitting right next to it. I love Chris Condon stuff, so I'm really excited for this. A neo-noir tinged eco-horror miniseries that is The Simple Thing meets John Carpenter's The Thing. This story is going to focus on Tabitha Tabby Black. She's going to be fleeing a sordid life, and she's going to be going to the quiet hometown of Solitude, Texas, and the comfort of her grandma's home where she was raised. Only home isn't once what it was, and neither is grandma. Very interesting based on the cover. what's going on here, man? So we know it takes place in Texas. Obviously, Chris Condon. Something about Texas. There's something about Texas that draws Chris Condon there, right? And we got this artwork from Charlie Adler, some homage covers to like Evil Dead and stuff like that, right? So I'm really interested to try this series out, Of the Earth. Big fan of Chris Condon, like I was saying. This one's coming out on May 20th at the end of the month. Another Image comic #1 that you guys got to be aware of. 3 more comic series before we get out of here. Ultimate Impact Reborn, another Chris Condon joint, also coming out on May 20th. This is going to follow what happened at the end of Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion. If you guys caught that, came out, I believe, last summer at this point, but it was tied into the Ultimate Spider-Man series, the Ultimate Endgame, event. It was kind of like the precursor to it. It's all about Miles Morales. After he got back from the Ultimate Universe, he took something with him, this kind of artifact, into the main continuity Marvel Universe, and this series is going to play out, kind of the fallout from that. Written by Chris Condon, art from Stefano Caselli. This one should be pretty interesting, kind of seeing the Ultimate Universe and what legacy it kind of leaves, right? Because that's kind of everybody's question. Is the Ultimate Universe just going to end? What's going to be the aftermath of it? So we have Ultimate Impact Reborn, the worst name for any comic book series ever. But I'm also interested to see Chris Condon as he's doing more and more Marvel series. It just got teased, I believe, that he's going to be doing something in this new Midnight universe, and I could do a whole other video on that once details drop for that. But it seems like Chris Condon is going to be doing more and more Marvel series. So there we go, Ultimate Impact Reborn. Just curious about that one. Jumping back over to the indie side for IDW's crime series, 7 Wives. So we got 49 witnesses, 7 husbands, 1 dead husband. It's going to focus on kind of like a Knives Out situation. So you got a detective coming in, trying to figure out who killed this, who killed this man. Was it any of the 7 wives or whatever? And kind of going through Knives Out sort of style. Written by Zoe Tunnel, art from V. Gagnon. This one's coming out on May 20th from IDW. It's part of their new crime imprint. We know they have IDW Dark that's focused on horror. So this series sounds pretty interesting. I believe the kind of religious setting that it takes place in, Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints on a compound in remote Arizona. So that setting, that scenario, IDW crime, I'm all about crime series, as you guys know here. So I'm interested in trying this one out. 7 Wives coming out May 20th from IDW. Last series we're talking about today, Superman Father of Tomorrow, written by Kenny Porter with art from Danny Earls. This one comes out at the very end of the month, May 27th. This one focuses on this idea of, instead of Kal-El being sent in the rocket, what if Jor-El, Superman's dad, sent himself to Earth? And that's going to be the kind of question being explored here as we see Martha Kent. We got Pa Kent on the cover here. So does he land up in Metropolis or does he land up in Smallville? We see Lex Luthor there as well. What's that relationship going to be between Jor-El and Lex Luthor? Still kind of the same arch enemy relationship between him and Kal-El in the main universe. It's wait to be seen. A lot of cool covers here like Gabriel Hardman, Riley Rosmo, Namit Malavera, Danny Earl's foil cover. This is going to be a DC Elseworld story coming out from DC Comics at the very end of the month, like I said, on May 27th. Looking forward to that. But that's all we have, man. Those 10 comic book series, some great stuff from DC Comics, of course, a little bit of Marvel sprinkled in, and a ton of indie series to look forward to. But that's what I got. Let me know if you're excited for any of those down in the comments. And while you're down there, like if you like, sub if you love. And if you really like You Can Hype It, I'll catch you guys next month for another set of top 10 new #1s. Thank you guys for watching and read more comics.